Please, please lang turuan mo akong mag-graph.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement.
Hi, it's me, Mamsh Helen, your pre-calculus teacher for this semester, and this is a pre-recorded video of our discussion on circles. This is video number 3. And for this video, our topic is graphing circles given the standard form of equation. Yes, this is video number 3, patapos na tayo, konti na lang. Okay? So let's begin with the discussion. I would be giving you two methods of solving or of graphing. One is by manual method and the other one is by using an application which is Desmos. I already informed you to download this. It's also posted in the announcement that you need this software either on your mobile phones, on your tablet, and in your laptops if it's possible, though I'm not sure yet. So for this example, I would be doing the manual first and then the one using Desmos. So I want you to observe carefully. We have to draw the graph of the circle with the equation, the quantity of x plus 1 squared plus the quantity of y minus 5 squared equals 9. So we have several steps and let's begin. Step number 1. From the equation that's given, I want you to identify the coordinates of the center. Oh, it's flashed there. Okay, so the coordinates is -1 and 5. Why is that? If you would remember, whenever we had double negatives, it becomes a positive value on the final answer. So here, our given is a positive value for the value for h. So it's x plus 1. So the plus there means that you have a double negative. So if you would recall from the previous lesson, whenever you have a double negative, you change it to positive. So since it's positive here, that means it's a negative value for h. So from 1, you extract the value of h, which is -1. Okay, then y minus 5, extract the value for k, which is simply 5. Now you have your center hk. Next step. So for the next step, we find the measure of the radius. Remember that the last portion, where your standard form of equation is equated, that is the measure of the radius squared. So that means 9 is already squared. To be able to identify the radius, we must get the square root of 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. Therefore, the radius of your circle now is 3. Okay. Step 3, we plot the point of the center. Let's do that together. Okay. So this is our x and y coordinates. I drew this beforehand. So if you notice, this is the origin, right? This is where the origin is. But I didn't place it on the center. Why? Kasi anak, kailangan matuto tayong mag-adjust. Tayo mismo mag-adjust. What do I mean by that? If you know that what you would be graphing is more on this side, so it would be more on this side kasi if you would kung tatansyahin mo. So that means I don't have to waste my space and I would just adjust the measurement of my coordinates or of my x and y axis so that my graph would still fit without excess spaces over there. So that wouldn't make it wrong as long as I plot it correctly. Save the space. Adjust. Matuto tayong mag-adjust. Okay, going back to the discussion, we follow step 3. We plot the point of the center. The center is -1, 5. So on your x-axis, we locate -1. So this is -1. And where is 5 on your y-axis? There. So the center now is at -1, 5. Alright. So this is now the center. At -1, 5. Next, so after doing that, we proceed to step 3. Step 4. Step 4, measure out the radius. I suggest that you measure out the radius in different directions so that we would be able to graph the circle a lot easier. What do I mean? The measure of the radius is 3, right? I told you to count the spaces, not the lines. So you have to count the spaces. You count 3 units. So from the center, let's begin counting upwards. Counting upwards 3 units. So that's 1, 2, 3 units. Again, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 3. And then on the other direction, we count here. This would be your basis. 1, 2, 3 units. 3 units. So this is where I would plot that point. Next, another 3 units from the center. 3 units, 1, 2, 3. So we put it there. Then 3 units to the left, to the left, to the left. Anyway, count 3 units. -1. So that's 1, 2, 3 units. So we have that point there. Okay. So imagine that we are actually doing the same activity as we did in spotting the circle. We are trying to come up with points that are equidistant from the center. Okay, so after measuring out the radius now, we complete the circle. So we connect the dots. Favorite nyo to nung kinder kayo. Very good nga kayo dun eh. O diba? Kadating mo sa senior high, pares lang pala yung ginagawa nyo. Nagko-connect the dots pa rin kayo. Nag-iba lang yung criteria. Yan. Okay. Alright, make sure that you try to do it as equidistant as possible, as round as possible. And now this is your circle. Clean it up a bit. Okay, so do not forget the proper labels. You may opt to erase the guide marks you used. So if we would label this is center. This is the circle center at -1, 5. And this circle is x plus 1 quantity squared plus the quantity of y minus 5 quantity squared equals 9. And this is the graph of the circle. Ta-da! Okay, so that's it for manual. Let's move on to the next example. So for the next example, I want you to solve with me. Follow through with your Desmos app. Please open your Desmos app in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do this. So using Desmos, the Desmos app, I want you to graph the circle with the equation, the quantity of x minus 7, quantity squared plus y squared equals 14. So what do? Of course, first, step 1, you open the graphing app. So this is what you would see. This will be the interface. You would see there the coordinate plane and then an input field. Sometimes you just have to zoom in or zoom out depending on your setting, default setting. And then you type the equation of the circle. Look at the input there. The input field, you just type it using the symbols. Go ahead and do that. Very easy. Automatically, your circle will form. Okay? And then if you do not see it exactly like this, you just have to pinch it, zoom it out using your 2 fingers. So just expand, zoom in or zoom out depending on the setting of your cell phone or your tablets. And then lastly, you key in the coordinates of the center. So from the equation, you already know how to extract the coordinates. You just extract the coordinates. In this case, it's 7, 0. And then you change the label Kasi kailangan may label. Mahirap kapag walang label. It's complicated. So you have to input the label it at the center, and that's it. Now you would have some items that you have to try on your arrow links, of course. So if you would try this is just one item. You just have to use your Desmos, just so I know if you know how to use the Desmos app. Take a screenshot of your on your cell phone, take a screenshot of the Desmos app and then upload that in arrow links. But on your compilation, I want you to do the manual graphing, so I know if you know how to do manual. Okay, so that's it for this video. See you next time.